Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. It is an absolute honor to welcome my dear friend Marla Frees to the show. Incredible psychic medium and author of The American Psychic. Congratulations on your book.
Thank you. Oh my God.
Congratulations.
You know, you work on something for how many years?
Know, right?
In the birthing process.
Let's just take a moment.
Yeah, let's do that.
It's so beautiful.
A spiritual journey from the heartland to Hollywood, heaven and beyond. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, it's exactly what that says. You know, we were just having the most amazing time with our other guests, and every one of them mentioned something that is in this book of mine. I came from the heartland, actually Pennsylvania, and there was a little bit of alcoholism in my family, and that set everything off. You know, there's a codependent pattern that happens in family dynamics, and I had to survive what was going on in that. And that actually heightened my sensitivities. And then I had to pretend too. So that was part of my life, and I made a career out of it as an actress. And then what happens as we transform in our lives, what happened was I basically had an incident where someone came after me and threatened my life. And that changed everything. So I got down on my hands and knees and prayed for help, and well, a voice came to me. And that voice was actually somebody that helped me with this con artist. And then law enforcement started working with me, and I started working with law enforcement, and my whole life changed.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that coming out, I call it coming out of the spiritual closet.
Yes.
And you really own your gifts, and you know what this is real and not just some thing.
Right.
What was that? What was that exact turning point? Was it when that guy came to?
Well, there were a couple of turning points. One, when I was younger, and I had a voice that saved my life in a situation with my horse accident. But I don't want to tell too much of the stories in the book.
Oh,
Save it for the book.
Save it for the book.
Save it for the book. But, you know, we have these come to Jesus moments, so to speak. And it's really about the love. It was listening to a deceased loved one that wanted to help me at some point in time of my life. It was surrendering to the idea that consciousness survives death, because I didn't believe in this. I wasn't interested in talking to dead people. I thought I was happy, you know, doing guest star spots and selling toothpaste and beer to people, you know, on commercials. But this is what happened.
So the difference between intuition, psychic medium, and psychic, would you consider yourself all of those things, or primarily psychic medium?
Well, that's a really good question. First off, anything that is in the realm of intuition, empathic qualities, mediumship, all of that, it's psychic functioning. And one of the reasons that I had to hit it on the, you know, right there, I had to hit it with exactly what it is, because it's all about the heart, the brain, the consciousness, and it's all a part of it. So psychic work for me is tapping into any aspect of someone's life and giving someone information that will help them about it. And of course, the mediumship part is connecting the deceased loved ones, to us here, because that's what it's all about.
The first time you had sort of a psychic experience, was it scary? What was it like?
Well, actually, it was odd. I was in a kitchen and I was breaking up bread for Thanksgiving dinner, and all of a sudden, the woman who I was standing beside, I said, "Well, I see your boyfriend doesn't want to go out with you anymore. He wants to date the nurse." And I see them in a parking lot. And as I'm breaking up the bread, she comes over to me and she says, "What?" And I said, "Well, I don't know. I just see it." And that was, I think, at 8 years old.
Whoa.
So that was the
So
psychic
that's clairvoyant.
part.
That's clairvoyant,
Yes,
which
clairvoyance.
is different, where you see
Yes.
pictures. So
That
just
is
to make the
clairvoyant.
distinction, intuition is really more like knowing the highest good and where your soul is really being guided in that.
That's good.
Psychic work is really reading the soul and knowing what needs to be released, you know, energetically, karmically, and all that. I mean, I'm kind of doing generality here just to help people
Well, that's
out.
good.
Psychic mediumship is really communicating with deceased or people
Yes.
have transitioned, and then clairvoyancy is really seeing mental pictures, and then there's also
Yes,
clairaudience.
clairaudience,
right,
clairsentience,
yep.
all of that. And part of this is being able to see, hear, and feel clearly. And that's what we're all trying to do in our lives. And we all have this ability. I mean, you know,
For
we're
sure.
walking around, we're all very psychic in our own ways. But to really surrender to that and to listen to your intuition, we fight it all the time. I even fight it.
For sure.
I'm like, really? Really? do I have to do that? Really? So it is a challenge, but this is part of this is part of the trajectory of transformation.
One of the things I love about you so much, Marla, is that you are so poised and you are so present and just full of grace and light. How do you maintain that for yourself?
Oh my God. Well, thank you for saying that. That's really wonderful to hear. It took a lot of work.
We're like a total
Oh my
beat,
God.
you know?
It took so much work, I think. Well, when I think about the people that I'm working with on both sides of the veil, that's what's really most important. It's being radically compassionate for them, empathic for them, and I surrender to and trust Spirit to give me that information.
Did you ever fight the gift?
Heck yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I didn't believe in talking to the dead. So it was something that really got forced on me, and I didn't know what to do about it. So what do? We go ask for help. And I had, of course, not only law enforcement officers that were helping me at that time, but I started to train with the U.S. military psychic spies, the remote viewers.
Oh,
I'm
yes.
about 130 pages into the American Psychic, and let me tell you, this woman has led the most fascinating life of anyone I have ever met. I'm going to save it because you want to read the book. You can place your pre-order. It's going to be available June 5th. But my God, Marla, what a life you have led.
If I were clairvoyant, I would see the movie right now.
That's great. Yeah. Well, they're the ones that actually made me feel less crazy. I mean, I did all of the clergy. I went around and talked to all different people, and every walk of well, I guess you'd have to say, whether it's a Catholic or the Jewish faith, whatever. I really investigated this. And you know what most people said? Because when I started talking to them about this, about talking to the dead, they said, well, God works in mysterious ways. And that is absolutely the truth.
And it's clear when I watched the trajectory of your life, or when I read it rather in this book, he works in such mysterious ways. I mean, you were placed in some of the most terrifying and exhilarating experiences all at once, and I see so clearly in reading this exactly why.
Yeah.
And I find that very reassuring.
Well, I
actually.
think that that's really the point, because when we're in these troubles, we really don't know what we're doing, right? We all get into this darkness, and then all of a sudden there's a presence, a light source, and that helps us get out, right? But that is exactly what it is. It's trusting Spirit through your entire existence.
Right.
And yes, I fight it, and you'll read the book and you'll go, what?
So where can people find it? Can they work one-on-one also with you?
Yes,
Okay.
marlafrees.com.
Okay, great.
One-on-one. I'm one-on-one, but right now, because of the launch of the book, I'm doing groups, and I love doing
Great.
groups.
Wonderful.
Small groups like this, a little bit larger, and that's what I'm doing throughout the
Right.
launch of the book.
Well, after the show, we want a little reading, you know. So we've had some incredible people on here in this realm, and it's a very intriguing world, just the whole psychic world, because it's kind of had a bad, filter on it for some time,
Well,
and
but it
people
has.
really has come to a real more spiritual
Yes.
and based in truth, and it's really an honor
Well,
for
thank
all the
you.
work
Yes.
you're doing. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm
Yep.
so grateful. Thank
Yep.
you all.
We
Thank
are
you,
so
Marla.
grateful.
So have a wonderful transformational Tuesday, knowing that God does work in great ways. She is amazing. So
Yes! Get Marla Frees, American Psychic, available June 5th. You can pre-order now. We are Good Morning
Amazon.
Lawland on Amazon. American Psychic, trust me, one of the best books you've read in ages. We are Good Morning Lawland, streaming to you live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. It's going to